welcome back to my channel. It's me, Catherine, and today we're going to be doing a updated makeup routine. And when I tell you it's been a minute since I made one of these, so you already know, like, these tips, these steps are my latest, most updated, most perfectly curated routine that I made for myself. So I'm super excited. I feel like we should just jump into it. There's not really much else to say. Be prepared for more YouTube videos this month because I'm not playing in 2026 about my YouTube videos, so stay tuned. Now, to prep my face, my skincare routine is super basic. I use the La Roche-Posay foaming cleanser, and then I use the Bounty in Full Skin Food, which is super moisturizing and makes my skin like super glowy. Then I use the Nivea cream. It's like the heavy Nivea cream in the jar, in the blue jar. I love that stuff. It's like the best skin prep under my makeup. But yeah, so that is the skincare that I do to prep my face. So that is what is on my face right now to make my face so glowy and so cute. Then I move right into brows. So recently I switched from the e.l.f. brow lift. I literally have 3 of these because I stock up so much. I love it. I've really come to love the e.l.f. laminating gel. I love it. The main reason why I love it, first of all, it makes my eyebrows stay all day, but without making them super hard or crusty. You just have to apply a lot if you have like thick eyebrows like me. But my main thing on this is the brush. This, when you are going to like sculpt the brow to go like that, it makes the straightest line. Like, when I tell you, I have always struggled with trying to like make that crisp line. I have no issues with this. So this is what I've been using as my gel. So go in there, take up as much product as I can, and then I literally go like this with my brows. I've never done this before with any other gel, but it's important that I get all the hairs. Really get in there. And then I let that dry for like a few seconds while I do my other brow. Then I use my finger and I flatten it out when the glue dries a little bit. Then I'm just using the end part of this e.l.f. brush to like smooth down the top of the hairs so I can get like that defined look. After I do that, I like to press into it again to like set it. I feel like pressing it in really sets it. Next, I'm going to take a Q-tip and micellar water to rub off the excess gel. I use the micellar water and then I use the other side where it's dry, and then I go over it again to like make sure, like extra sure. Then I use the Eye Method brow pen, and it is literally brow like strokes. I like to do 2016 brows, but like a modern 2016 brow like. So I'm gonna use this side. I use this in the shade Black Brown, and I'm going to fill in the ends. I'm gonna do the same thing. Now that we're done with that, I like to use my carving brush, which is just this tiny little brush here, with the Fenty concealer. This is the Fenty hydrating concealer. Unfortunately, I don't know what the shade is because it came off. So I take this little brush and I like dabble in here. I don't use too much concealer. I don't want it to be too cakey. I like to start in the middle because I feel like I used to start here at the top and it just didn't really work that way. I like to start in the middle to do that bottom tail, then move into the, you know. Okay, and then I connect it at the bottom, but I kind of just like make sure to like analyze and look and make sure that I feel like they're symmetrical. I feel like these are pretty symmetrical. And then we're just gonna do the same thing on the top, again with connecting in the middle. The longest part here, how it goes at an angle, this part is what I'm going to put to my brow. It just makes it the straightest. It's like the sharpest. I don't know. My brows, I feel like, is the longest part of my makeup because It's the makeup. This is the part of my makeup that is less artistic for me. Like my brows are like extra precise. Like there is no artisticness. There is no playing around like Bob Ross and, you know, just making it cute. It's calculations, okay? There is levels. You have to make sure it's leveled. You have to make sure it's symmetrical. Like there's mathematics to brows. Now I like to put a line in the middle. Then I'm going to take my Sephora brush in the number 71. It's a little concealer brush, and I just blend it out. I like to close my eye a little bit so I have a little more space. And mind you, it's light blending. Like, we're not doing too much yet. The real blending has not come. Blending under your brows is one of those things that is like, you can't rush that process. Like, you can't just go in and just start blending or like aggressively patting. Like, it's delicate patting, making sure that you're not ruining the crisp lines that you just worked hard to make. And, you know, eventually it all blends in more and more and more. You don't want it too cakey. You don't want it unblended. And I'm gonna go on the top. Now, this is where you kind of decide like what you really want for your brow. I used to do the crisp boxy look. I prefer a crispness at the end rather than it be too crispy at the front. Do a little blending here. Then I blend like diagonal. I go like this. It gets rid of that super boxy look. I do the same thing. So it just kind of like fades in. Does that make sense? Now that we're done with the brow part, starting with brows makes everything less, you know, it makes everything better. Now we're gonna go into my base makeup. I use the One Size Blurring Matte Primer. I use a dime size amount. I rub it into my hands and I press it into my face. Okay, and then I'm gonna press it a bit into my forehead. For some reason, I just don't really care to prime my forehead that much, but with whatever excess is on my hands, I'll rub that into my forehead or, you know, pat it in, whatever. Then I go in with the Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser Corrector Multi-Usage Concealer. But I use it as a foundation. I use it as a base. It creates it's not full coverage, of course, but it creates a very even foundation for me to work with without it making my face cakey. You know, like it's a super lightweight product. I've been using the Maybelline Age Rewind since I started doing makeup. Like, when I tell you, I've been loyal to this concealer. You can get a darker shade and then use it as a contour. You can get a lighter shade, use it as a brightening concealer. You can get your exact skin tone shade and use it how I'm using it. So this is what we're working with now. Super even base. Then I go in again with the Fenty Hydrating Concealer. I've been using this concealer for a minute now and literally no complaints whatsoever. This is one of my favorite concealers. And when I tell you, I've tried a bunch of concealers, and personally, hydrating concealers are the only concealers I really fuck with. I have tried the Hourglass concealer, I've tried the Tarte concealer, and I've tried the e.l.f. hydrating concealer. And I love the e.l.f. hydrating concealer, but I do not like the Hourglass concealer. It's a little bit too drying. And it's just not worth the hype in my opinion. It's super high coverage, which is cool. Just not my type of thing. But besides that, I love the Hourglass concealer brush, and I use this for my under eyes and where else I put concealer. But yeah, I just apply the concealer where I feel like, you know, there's some spots. And then I'm going to conceal my under eyes. I just blend in and I go up here to kind of like lift. And then I blend down. Also, I'm blending this down into like my under nose area. Then I go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. This is in the shade Light Ivory, and I use this as a brightening concealer to really brighten my under eyes. I've been really obsessed with that bright look. And it's winter, so like, I'm gonna put a little dot here, a little dot here. Okay. And then I'm going to blend super lightly. I don't want to like spread the brightening concealer. Like, I just want the brightness to be like right here. Y'all, look at Mochi napping in the sunlight. So cute. I'm gonna lightly dab, and then I'm gonna pull that right up. And I want to do just enough blending to where it looks blended, but you can still see that highlight. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now we're going to go in with the contour or the bronzer, whatever you want to call it. This is the, there's nothing on it because I've used it for so long, but this is the ColourPop bronzer stick in the shade Laguna Beach. I'm pretty sure this is what this is. I love it. It has never let me down. The only difference that I know between contour and bronzer is that contour is more of a grayish color and it really like chisels your face. Bronzer brings more color back into your face. It's more of like a browner, golden look. I still feel like the browner colors like chisel my face as well. This doesn't make sense, but I feel like cream is contour and powder is bronzer. So I think I'm just gonna go with that. Put it here. This is how I contour my nose. Literally just 2 lines. I'll take a Q-tip and I'll kind of like make it how I want it. So I don't want like too much product on my nose. And then I'll put a little line right here and then a line underneath. I feel like this is a super, super cute contour map for my nose. As I've gotten older, it is a little bit more straight, but in general, I feel like my nose is a little bit of like a slope and then, you know, I have my tip. So I like to emphasize my tip. Then I'll use this brush, and every brush that I'm about to use now is a mange brush. These are dupes for Hourglass. As you can see, they kind of, you know, have the same vibe. I'm gonna go in and blend that. I don't like to push my contour too far up down my cheek. Like, I just like to keep it here just to, you know, make me look like I have high cheekbones. I feel like you can't really tell, but I feel like I have pretty chubby cheeks. Like, I have more of a round oval type of face, especially when I gain weight. But I haven't gained weight in like a minute. Like, surprisingly, side note, surprisingly, I've been able to like maintain the weight that I've been for literally my entire relationship. You know what's really crazy? I have stayed the exact same weight ever since I got into a relationship. We're about to hit 7 months. I have been the same weight for 7 months. Yeah, I've been 138 for a minute. Okay, so we're done with that part. I usually use the Revolution cream blush in the shade Pinched Light Pink. Super, super cute. But I recently got this off TikTok shop. This is the Pluise. Is that how you say it? Pluise cream blush, and this is in the shade Legally Lavender. Looks like that. Super cute light pink. Okay, as you can see, I like to place my blush like high up. I feel like a high blush placement is super cute. Okay, so we're pretty much done with all the cream products. I'm gonna go back in and like blend my under eye again to put some emphasis on or like the highlight. And then I'm also gonna like carve out my nose a bit like that, just to make the contour stand out more and look more like sharp. Just like that. I'm gonna go in the middle and then at the tip. Under my eyes, I like to use the Huda Beauty powder in the shade Sugar Cookie, which is literally a white color. It is so brightening and just makes my under eyes look super bright. So this is what I like to use under my eyes. And then I'm also going to go back in and make sure that there's literally no creasing. If there is any sort of creasing under your eyes and then you put powder on it, you basically just set the crease for life. There's no going back after you put powder on. So you have to make sure that your cream products are literally perfect. Then I'm going to take a little powder puff, take that white color, take the powder, and then put it right under the eyes. And initially I set my face and then I'm gonna like apply powder to bake. I personally like baking. Not everyone likes baking. Some people feel like baking makes their makeup look cakey. I don't feel that way. I feel like baking does the opposite for me. Like, I feel like baking makes my face look super smooth. It prevents creasing and like it literally like assures that I'm not going to have any creasing involved. Look at that difference. So I'm going to blend this out, make sure I'm good, and then just literally repeat the process. Then I'm going to use the Wet n Wild loose powder in the shade Translucent, and I'm going to use this all over my face. I'm just going to pat the excess on my hand and then go in on my cheeks. I powder everywhere, over my lips, on my cheeks, over my contour. I don't play about powder. I'm going to go over my nose contour. It was a bit much, oopsies. I also do underneath. Now my whole face is powdered, and I'm gonna go back in with the Huda Beauty. And to get the powder to come up, I go like this, and then I'm gonna bake. And we're just gonna let that bake for a little bit. Then go in with the bronzer. Now I use the Revolution bronzer in the shade Long Weekend. I take a bronzer brush. Again, this is the Hourglass dupe. Dabble in there, dabble, dabble, dabble. And I go right over that contour. Then I'm going to take this random little brush. I don't know where oh, it's an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to use this for my nose contour. I'm going to use this. I'm going to literally just follow the same thing. Go right over here. Follow the lines. And then I'm also going to do like a little slight eyeshadow here. Just like that. Then I use the Juvia's Place blush powder, and this is volume 4. I used this bottom light pink, and this is also an e.l.f. brush. It's an e.l.f. blush brush. Dabble in that, and then make sure that I am going super high up here. Super cute. Then I use a highlighter, and this is the Revolution highlighter in the shade Dare to Divulge. And I'm going to use another e.l.f. brush. It's just like a random eyeshadow brush type of thing. I'm going to highlight the white parts of my nose. I'm going to highlight the bridge, or like the, I don't know what these parts are called on my eyebrow. And then I'm going to highlight my cheekbones. Do the same thing. Then I'm going to go in with my lip combo. Let me get that. This is my lip combo. This is the Kiko Everyday Nude Lip Combo. It literally comes in a combo pack. I got it from TikTok Shop, and it comes with the lip liner, lipstick, and lip gloss. That's what it looks like. And I have like a double lip line, so I go over my double lip line. Like, I'm not gonna go like right here, you know what I mean? Like, why would I go right here when there is my second lip line? And I go into it. I'm trying to finish this before my camera dies because my battery is a little low. Then I use the lipstick, super cute pink shade. Just like that. It goes perfect with the blush. Like, then the lip gloss, and it's just a hydrating lip gloss. It's not plumping or anything, although I do love a good plumping lip gloss. And there we go. That is the lip gloss. Now the last step is literally a fixing spray and a setting spray. You need to understand the difference between a fixing spray and a setting spray. A fixing spray melts the makeup. It melts the makeup into the type of look that you're looking for. So we have an Ultra Glow fixing spray. I want my makeup to look glowy. We also have a matte fixing spray and a dewy fixing spray. And all of those are Revolution. I love Revolution fixing sprays. Then for the setting sprays, you want a hairspray type of setting spray. It's going to lock everything in. So I like to use the L'Oreal 3-second mist setting spray. Love this. This is literally like hairspray. And then I also like the one size. It's just I need to get more. So, but before we do that, I'm going to take off this baking powder. Then I'm going to go in with this, which is the Super Fix Ultra Glow Illuminating Fixing Spray. It has a brightening effect with caffeine and argan oil. Go like that. Usually I like to avoid my lash extensions, but I really don't care. So I like to drench my face in fixing spray so that I know for a fact that all my powder is being melted together. I like to use a fan, but mine kind of broke. Now we're like 90% dry, and I'm going to use the setting spray. This is what I really don't get on my lashes. Like, so I cover my lashes a bit. Now that we do that, the literal very last step is this. I like to use the Fenty Beauty, I don't really know what this is, a highlighter? It's like glitter. It's the Fenty Beauty glitter. It's the white glitter, and I like to use this on my highlighted areas. And I like to use it after my setting spray because it sticks better. And it's like brighter. So I do that on each side. And then sometimes I like to dabble a little bit on my chest, you know. This is the finished look. Let me take my hair out. Such a cute look. I love this look so much. I'm also just gonna brush my lashes out a little bit. And yeah, this is the finished look. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I love this look. It's like the perfect soft glam. This is like an everyday soft glam for me. And yeah, it's super cute. I feel like it's casual enough to wear out every day, but it's also pretty enough and soft enough and feminine enough to like just wear at like an event. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a little bit about makeup. I hope you were inspired by this makeup look. And if you do end up doing this makeup look, send me a picture on Instagram because I would love to see it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, of course, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.